Tearing Sexy with Valentina on What Is Up, Jaymes Gunn's Superman. Let's feel the vibes. All right, so the first one is this right here. The moon. Okay, the moon. So we have different kinds of cards, and so there's a few cards it's called major arcana, meaning it's like a bigger energy. There's a big force into it. And then a minor arcana is like a different other ones. So like I'll read you guys which one's a major and which one's a minor. The moon is a major arcana. So let's see what the moon says. All right, I found it. Oopsies. Okay. So the moon, okay. You guys can see it. The moon rules the subconscious. Psychic powers are revealed. Intuition is strong. And remember, this is the past. The card one is the past. The moon rules the subconscious. Psychic powers are revealed. Intuition is strong. As the moon waxes and wanes, beware of deception and the shifting sands of superficial relationships. Also suggests that unusual supernatural events may occur. A touch of lunacy is in the air. Reverse is deceptions are unmasked, so small mistakes can be corrected. So this is interesting. So, you know, because it's in terms of the past, you start looking into like, okay, so Superman, right? How was the past like? The moon rules the subconscious. Psychic powers are revealed. I feel like in a sense, this is telling us like the past has always been like it's always been a question mark, you know, with like right after Christopher Reeves and like the success of it, it's been topsy-turvy. Like it's very unusual. Supernatural events may occur, meaning like, okay, suddenly Superman Returns comes out with Bryan Singer's version with Kevin Spacey, right? Remember Brandon Routh as Superman? That one, that Superman was kind of like a miss, but he made money, but didn't make enough money to warrant like to continue that version of the story, because it was like a continuation of Christopher Reeves, wasn't it? Or something? I don't remember. Because it's like he returns. And I personally like that Superman, but it wasn't that it wasn't that cultural shift changed what they wanted out of Superman with DC. And I feel like Man of Steel and the whole Snyderverse thing is just what the card is saying, is kind of like, you know, a touch of lunacy is in the air. It's like things go crazy. Like the whole time Snyderverse was coming out with different films within Superman, so Superman, Man of Steel, to Batman versus Superman, Justice League. It just never was clear, you know, and it was never clear in a sense of like success, like because it's always completely comparable to the other big comics, which is Marvel, and DC could never just replicate the kind of success it was. And I feel like because it's the past, it's where it was at. And shifting sands of superficial relationships, meaning like, you know, I feel like that can also go into like real fans to like real fans of Superman compared to like specific fans of the Snyderverse and of Man of Steel, and not really generally a fan of what the heart of Superman is, the comic book era of Superman, and like going back to hearken the past and where it was, because in the reverse of that, deceptions are unmasked. Small mistakes can be corrected. And it's kind of weird, like maybe that could be in a way, because of what happened in the past, the reverse of that is what's happening now. You know what I mean? Like it could maybe say like, all right, the deceptions are done. We're gonna have the real fans gonna support this new movie. Those other ones are very superficial in the sense where they're only really fans of the Snyderverse and not really in the sense of like the general idea of who Superman is and the messaging the themes and the tone of Superman originally, and which is kind of like what I'm getting the vibe of from Jaymes Gunn. So, I feel like that's an interesting vibe to just get into, with the first card being the past. And the cards are just like, girl, it's giving past vibes. I mean, I don't know, it's just interesting to decipher and to like